Hello everybody, today I am making another video talking about Warrior Succession versus Warrior Awakening. And to follow up on my last guide video about Warrior Succession and Awakening, pretty much Succession Warrior was overall better for newer and experienced players. And if you want a more detailed description about that, you can always look back and watch my video. I'm pretty sure it's like my most viewed guide video. I kind of wish I made a script, but I'm just really lazy and I'm probably not gonna write a script for this one, so bear with me. So before we get started, I'm pretty sure you've noticed that I'm showing you a very long clip. This clip is just basically me showcasing my rotation for Stars and Warriors. This is mainly for Warriors, but if you're a different class, you can use this as a general guide for the rotation. But it all depends on the class you play. And another thing to add, I know my last video was over 10 minutes and some people don't really like long videos, mainly because I didn't write a script, so my commentary was pretty bad. But to basically give you a spoiler, Awakening Warrior is much better. Not much better, but it's better than Succession now because Succession got nerfed. And I'll talk more about that after I show you my rotation. So you can see that I've tweaked my pulls, my trash per hour, my skill rotations. In my last video, I didn't really use the Frenzy Strike, which is a new skill for Warrior. It's not new anymore, but for PvE, it's a good skill to use. As you can see here, when I pull these mobs towards the crystal, I do Armor Break, Solar Flare, Overwhelm, then I do the new skill called Frenzy Strike, and then that's when I do Grave Dig into Slashing of the Dead. But for Warrior mains, you can easily just see what skill I'm doing, and I don't use the same skill rotations over and over again. It just depends on the pull, where the mob is. If it's on a crystal, I do it differently. It's better for you to just physically see what I'm doing, then apply it to your rotation. I know there's some scenarios where I do what's that skill called, Balance Strike, but I mainly do that to stun the mobs and put them in place so I can I should write a script so I can just maneuver around them so I can get back attack damage. So it just really depends. So my best advice for you, if you're a Warrior main, Warrior Awakening, and you're trying to learn these new skill rotations, or you're trying to upgrade and update your style, then just refer to my playstyle, refer to my video, and you'll have an easy time grinding at Star's End. So let's go over the buffs we got for Awakening and the nerfs we got for Succession. When you hold W and F in the Awakening stance, charge is activated. Charge meaning charging thrust for the non-Awakening Warrior players. Grave Digger has been increased by 1 hit. That's pretty cool. Solid buff. Fixed the issue where not all of the hits of the Slashing of the Dead were applied. So overall, Warrior Awakening got a 10% damage increase, but Warrior Succession got hit really fucking hard. If you look below, you can see that the nerfs on Scars is pretty fucking big, especially Ground Smash that no longer has a CC on its kit. It only applies to mobs, but that's fucking stupid. So overall, Warrior Succession damage output got decreased by 20 to 30%. There's some players who've said that they've noticed even more damage decrease, especially on Scars, because that's one of the skills that had a down attack modifier, which is pretty fucking huge, and it's what made Warrior Succession one of the top grinders at Star's End, because they were able to utilize the corrupted crystals the very best. This graph also doesn't show that the Warrior Succession grab got nerfed. The cooldown went from 7 seconds to 13 seconds, which wasn't that big of a deal considering that it had a super armor on the grab, which was really strong. you were able to play very aggressive if you knew what you were doing. And plus, I think it was more of a balance than a nerf, if you ask me. Alright, so since we're about to hit the 15-minute mark, let's see how we did compared to the last warrior guide video on Awakening and Succession. So with the recent buffs that we got for Awakening, you can see that I'm able to almost pull more than 300 trash loot compared to the old warrior, which is really fucking nice because now we'll be able to earn more trash, more silver, higher chance of getting a distortion earring. It's looking really good for us. And on the 30-minute mark, you can see that we're consistently getting more trash compared to Succession and Awakening Warrior. And you must be thinking, oh, there's no way that you got that much trash loot over just some small little buffs. Well, no. In the end of the video, I'll show you my gear and the amount of trash loot that I've accumulated grinding at Star's End. And another thing to add, I'm not going to show any Succession Warrior gameplay here in this video because I didn't want to waste my time comparing the two, because I know that Awakening was better the moment that I did my first hour on the class. So I just didn't want to waste my time doing it. Plus, my guild members were also complaining how the damage on Scars was pretty bad and how noticeable it was, as well as the ground smash nerf. So you're just gonna have to take my word on it, I guess. We're finally at the 1 hour mark. About fucking time. This was such a long hour for me because I was really trying my hardest to get the best pulls, effectively do the skill rotation, even though I just missed my armor break there. Fuck. But as you can see, we're done. 1 hour's over. 4.6k trash loot. It's not that bad, right? Nah, I'm just kidding. So you can see right there in the top right corner, right next to the minimap to the left, my fucking inventory is full. So I had to put most of my trash loot in the main storage at Calpheon City. It was a lot better for me to do that instead of just trying to call in my hordes or going to my hordes, then putting the trash loot there, or pulling out my tent and putting the trash loot in the storage tent. So it was a lot easier for me to do that instead. After combining all the trash loot, I've accumulated over 5,300 trash loot, which is really fucking nice. And right now I'm going to show you how much silver that is just on trash loot alone, not counting the armor stones, black stones, the black magic crystals, just solely the trash loot alone. Alright, here we have Warrior Awakening pre-buff, and here we have Warrior Succession pre-nerf. And here we have Warrior post buff. 5,300 trash loot, and that sold 82 million. 82 million per hour. So let's do some math real quick. All right, so 82 million 1 hour. Now do it times at least 3 hours. Okay, maybe let's do 2 hours. Okay, 2 hours for the people who work full-time and just have a lot of shit that they have to deal with. So 82 million times 2, that's 164 million silver. Now if you grind 5 hours a day, that's 82 million times 5 equals 410 million silver. And if you do that for 5 days, you'll get 2 billion fucking silver. That's really good. So in about 2 weeks, you can buy a Ted accessory, which is really crazy. I don't even have the best gear either, so my gear is pretty standard for siege requirements. So hopefully this encourages you to grind more, get the gear that you want, join the guild that you want to join, whether it's Chonation, Snake, Black Rose, Vertex, Barcode, things, those guilds like that. By all means, do that, get the gear, because we really need more fucking players, dude. Like, I'm tired of seeing the same fucking players every fucking day at my spot. So yeah. So before I end this video off, let me just go over some general FAQs. So, which is better for PvE, Succession or Awakening? Succession is generally easy and chill. I would still recommend new players to try out this first. Awakening is still the same, and you'll need a better understanding on how the awakening mechanics work. And for those who are curious, since I didn't put any succession comparison post nerf, I got the same amount of trash loot on my last video, which was 5k, so it's still the same. Succession PvE is very solid. Warrior Awakening is still extremely hard, so if you don't have a basic understanding on how to do the cancel on overwhelm, just a basic understanding how Warrior works, then you're not gonna have a good time grinding at this place. Is Succession Warrior still the best grind class in Star's End? Unfortunately, no. The nerfs were pretty bad, which made a lot of people reroll. Is it worth putting the time and effort into learning Warrior Awakening? Well, if you're someone who's busy with IRL and you're already stressed out as it is, it's not worth it. Learning Warrior Awakening takes a lot of time and effort, and if you're someone who just wants to enjoy the game, you're either play Succession or Guardian. Guardian is basically Succession Warrior, but better in every way, shape, or form. Any tips for new Warrior players? Well, my best advice for new players who want to get good at the class is always do your research. Watch PvP and analyze how these players position themselves in fights. I always tell Warriors to just copy my playstyle because that's what I did when I wanted to get good at Warrior. I just looked at McHanth's videos and studied how he played, and after a while and a new 144Hz monitor, I was able to apply his playstyle with mine, so I encourage for new and old Warrior players to do the same. Just copy our playstyles. Eventually you'll get it down right and you'll just make your own playstyle. So that basically covers the general questions. If you have any more questions, I stream sometimes on Twitch. I'm gonna put my Twitch link on the description below so you guys can see my Twitch link, and I'll try to stream more often. The reason why I don't do it is because I'm just busy with IRL, and that's basically it. I'm just really busy, and streaming is really not my thing. So with that being said, thanks for watching my video. Hopefully it helps you, and I'll see you next time. Boop.